Welcome to r/Bestof Redditor Updates, where OP's brother steals a woman's prosthetic leg. Our next Reddit post comes from r/Am I the Butthole. My younger brother has a prosthetic leg. I think it's creepy as hell, and I have no idea where he got it. I'm reasonably certain that it's something I would rather not know. To be clear here, my brother has two perfectly healthy legs still attached to his body. He just has this thing that he takes with him everywhere. I don't know why. I don't want to know. Before you ask, yeah, it's probably a mental health thing. He wanted to stay with me rather than our parents while he's home for the holidays. I said he was welcome to stay, as long as he doesn't bring that thing into my house. He said it wasn't a big deal and that he would leave it in his luggage. I agreed on the condition that if I saw it outside of his luggage in my home, then I had the right to destroy it. He backtracked on staying with me and is at our parents' house, where he's miserable. They still treat him like he's a little boy instead of a guy who's almost 30. He called me again after supper and asked to please stay with me. I said he could so long as we, together, took that leg and put it into a storage unit until he leaves. I get the key. He won't do it. He says that I'm being a B-word for not letting him stay with me. I think he needs to get therapy or medication or both, or a girlfriend or boyfriend or dog, cat, hamster, something, just not a frickin' prosthetic leg. Down in the comments, people are pointing out how expensive genuine prosthetic legs are, so he probably didn't just go out and buy this thing. Then, 1 week later, OP posted an update. I didn't realize how much attention this was going to get. Enough that someone informed the woman my brother stole the leg from, and she was able to figure out what happened. She called the cops, and my brother got arrested. I guess he was sort of... That's so dumb. I guess he was sort of trying to do the thing where he could be the hero who tracked down her leg. Please don't ask me what the hell was going through his head. The leg was expensive enough that he's facing real criminal charges. That's all. Sorry there's not more to tell. Turns out there is more to share. 1.5 years later, OP posted an update. So it's finally over. My brother had to go to court after being charged with several crimes, the most serious being felony theft. He was found guilty because he was too stupid to take a plea deal. He had to serve some time incarcerated and now has parole. He managed to avoid being charged with a SCX crime. My parents paid to have the leg reconditioned, or whatever it's called. A professional prosthetic devices mechanic got it back in working condition. The woman got her leg back, as well as some money in restitution. He is not welcome at my home, with or without any prosthetics for the foreseeable future. No kidding. The woman has a restraining order against him indefinitely. That's all there is to tell. Hope this answers everyone's questions. Thanks for still caring about this weird experience in my life. I was laughing so much because when you get a restraining order, you have to my knowledge anyway, you have to present evidence to the judge about why you need the restraining order. Such a Your Honor, he stole my leg and then walked around with my leg in a briefcase for like a couple of months. I don't want him around me because I don't want him stealing either of my legs, please. I feel like that's a pretty easy restraining order to get. So my guess is this guy was thinking it's like a Cinderella story. Except instead of Cinderella running away and leaving a glass slipper behind for the prince to find and return to her, instead, he takes her leg, runs away himself, and then returns the leg like a true Prince Charming or something. I don't know. There were a couple of twists and turns in the story. Honestly, the thing that sticks out the most to me as the weirdest thing is, how is the worst crime this guy got charged with theft? I would think stealing someone's body part would be more, yes, it is theft, but it should be assault too, right? Some kind of assault. It feels very assaulty. Our next Reddit post is from r/relationships. I've been with my girlfriend for 6 years, and recently, I've been wondering if she's really the one. I didn't doubt that she was, until I recently started a new career and got a new partner at work, a 29-year-old guy. He's been married for a year, and he's been with his wife, who's 28, for 7 years. He and I spend over 40 hours a week together and have become fairly close. We've been talking about double dating so our significant others can meet. And when I brought it up to my girlfriend, Sarah, she was really against the idea. In all honesty, she's been against this new career change in general, even though I make more money and get many more benefits, because she doesn't like the hours. She says, "Everyone in your profession cheats." When I brought it up, she became very distant and said something along the lines of, "Why would I want to spend time with these people and give your partner the idea that he's so close to me and he can know me better than she does?" It didn't really make sense, but after talking about it, it seemed like she felt like she was being replaced by my partner because we have to spend so much time together. And I only get to see her 2 to 3 times a week with my schedule, her part-time job, and she's going to university full-time. I'm just guessing here, but I think OP is a police officer or detective. I assured her that she was my number one, and my partner is just a cool guy that I'm forced to be with due to circumstances. We didn't talk about it again for a couple of weeks. Then, a few weeks ago, I was at the bar with my cousin, and I ended up bumping into my work partner and his wife, my first time meeting her. His wife is very unlike my girlfriend, much more extroverted. She immediately got very excited when my partner told her who I was, and told me about all the funny stories she heard about me. I was kind of thrown off about how open and friendly she was, since my girlfriend sort of convinced me that her feelings of not wanting to meet or associate with them were normal. And like, every girl would feel that way, I guess, I don't know. But his wife immediately launched into how we all have to get together. And watching the two of them together was just so opposite of how my girlfriend and I act. They animate each other like a two-person comedy act, and I found myself becoming a bit jealous. I did get a little tipsy and admitted to his wife that my girlfriend was worried about the cheating that people associate with my field. And she sort of laughed and said that people say the same thing to her, but that she trusts my work partner and she just laughs it off when people say things. At work the next day, my partner ended up telling me that my cousin I was with at the bar was talking to his wife and confessed to his wife that he doesn't even like Sarah, and that the things my cousin told her worried her because she was really looking forward to hanging out together, and she was now afraid that my girlfriend wouldn't like her. I pressed him for more details, but he either didn't know or didn't want to say. That night, I mentioned to Sarah casually that I bumped into them, and his wife really wanted to meet her. She did not like this, and again told me she was too busy and had no interest in pretending to be best friends with people who think they're so close to me. I dropped it because it was late, but it started to get on my nerves how opposite these two women are and react to things. Then, yesterday happened. My work partner and I had a really early meeting in a city about an hour and a half away, and the night prior, we weren't getting out of work until 10 p.m. My work partner offered to let me stay at his house because we had to be up at 4:30 a.m., and he lives an hour closer. I was stressing because I didn't have time to iron a suit, and I called Sarah and asked if she would go to my apartment and set up a suit for me. Sarah got really angry. First, that I was staying over at my partner's house. Then, that I was treating her like a slave. She said that she had too much work to do and refused. I ran home after work, grabbed my stuff, and drove to my partner's house. I guess I was visibly agitated because his wife asked me what was wrong the minute I arrived, and I just spilled it about how stressed and exhausted I was, nervous for tomorrow, and how Sarah had snapped at me and wouldn't help me. His wife just said, "Okay, we'll have to get back to that Sarah thing another time, but go relax and I'll get your suit ready." I tried to argue because I felt really bad, but she wasn't having any of it and started to flat out ignore my protest while she got the iron set up. It just showed me again how different they are and what a supportive partner actually looks like. I got off really early today and I've barely talked to Sarah all day. Now I'm just drinking beers in my apartment alone, something I rarely do, wondering if this relationship is even worth it anymore. I don't have a crush on my partner's wife or anything, but she seems to possess all the qualities I feel like I want, and I'm finding myself getting really jealous and annoyed. But after 6 years, I really don't want to throw everything away if this is something that we can work through. Then, 5 days later, OP posted an update. Sarah doesn't like being out of her comfort zone. She doesn't like being spontaneous. She doesn't like being silly. I never knew that this bothered me before, but when I saw how funny and silly they acted together right in front of my face, it just confirmed that I could actually have fun in a relationship. It made me realize that I am not having fun, and that sucked. So after I slept over at my work partner's house, Sarah wasn't talking to me except for sending me passive-aggressive texts about how "I hope you enjoy your romantic evening," and "I hope he's worth it." So the next time I was off, I took her to brunch, bought us some mimosas to break the ice, and tried to talk to her about the way she's been feeling. I started saying, I know it sucks that we can't see each other as much as we wish we could right now, and believe me, I wish that could be the case. However, I feel like this is causing more tension than it used to, and I want to know what you've been feeling about all this lately. I was hoping for an honest conversation where we could both learn from each other and move forward with new compromises, but she just unleashed. She told me that she doesn't think I have a reason to be close to anyone but her, that my partner sounds like a slur for gay people that starts with the letter F, that just wants to passionately hug me, that his wife is probably just fed up with not getting any dick from him and is trying to move in on me, and on and on. In retrospect, I feel like she's just very insecure and this was her way of attacking me and trying to hold me back so I could reassure her. But at that moment, I couldn't think of a way to respond. I tried to deny what she was saying, explain to her that it wasn't the case, and ask what I could do to show her. But she just kept verbally assaulting my partner and his wife. I stopped talking, and we ended up finishing our meal in silence. Her fuming, me just feeling awkward at this point. Afterwards, we got back into my car, and I started driving towards her house. She noticed that we weren't going towards the direction of my apartment, and she started yelling at me for trying to drop her off and not wanting to spend more time with her. At this point, I'd had enough. I drove to her house in silence, her berating me the entire way, and then listened to her continue to scream at me for 10 minutes after we pulled up until finally getting out, slamming the passenger door and going inside the house. I went back to my apartment, spent about 30 minutes on the phone with my sister, who's 2 years younger than me, asking her what I should do, and then decided, probably cowardly after such a long relationship, to send my girlfriend a long text message about my reasons for breaking up with her. She did not take this well. She blew up my phone over and over until I just turned it off completely. The next day I had to work, and I tried to talk to her about things back and forth over text, but she just kept deferring back to her state of cursing at me and insulting me. In the end, I just told her that I could no longer be a part of her life and blocked her. So that was 4 days ago, and I haven't heard from her since. And honestly, I felt a lot calmer these last 4 days than I have in a long time. It makes me feel guilty at times, but also kind of excited that I can act however I want to act from now on without someone looking down at me for it. OP, reading this story was just sucking the life out of me. I felt like I was in the middle of an argument with your girlfriend. She's just, someone in the comments is calling her a happiness vampire. She sounds miserable, exhausting, tedious. I can't believe you lasted 6 years in this relationship. Our next Reddit post is from r/relationships. I've been dating this guy, Sam, for about 3 months now. We just recently made it official, and I met his friends on Thursday. Sam's awesome, and his friends seem awesome too. Or so I thought. We were all hanging out playing games, watching Netflix, etc. on Thursday after having come back from the local bar. It was a good time, and we were all having fun. Then Sam left the room, and his friends almost immediately started talking trash about him. They were ragging on his appearance, calling him a loser, etc., and it made me very uncomfortable. They tried to get me to join in, and I kept brushing them off. They persisted, so I finally told them to knock it off and informed them that I'd be telling Sam all of this. They got quiet, and then Sam came back, and they tried to go back to just hanging out. I was so pissed off that I said I was going to bed and went to Sam's room. Sam came in about half an hour later and asked me if everything was okay. I told him that his friends were talking trash about him, and it pissed me off. I said that I know I had no right to tell him who to be friends with, but I think that he should ditch them. And then he did something that totally threw me off. He grinned. I asked him what he was smiling about, and that's when he told me the following. Apparently, they do this with every girl Sam meets to test her and see if she'll talk trash about him behind his back. If she does, he dumps her. If not, hooray! Sam's in on it and says it's pretty harmless. He says I'm the first girl to have told him about what happened, which means I'm the best? I'm inclined to agree that it's harmless, but I find it weird. Am I right in thinking that this is strange? Is this something normal? Do all guys do this? Just need some perspective. Thanks. Then, 1 day later, OP posted an update. Everyone pretty much unanimously said that A, Sam is a dick, and B, dump the dick. This confirmed my suspicions, but I figured I'd talk to Sam about it anyway just to give him the benefit of the doubt because I'm nice like that. Welp, long story short, Sam really and truly is a dick. And the dick has been dumped. The conversation lasted all of 5 minutes before he started getting defensive. The climax was him calling me a B-word for not being grateful that I had passed his stupid test. At this point, I just said, yeah, it's over. I may have passed your test, but you failed mine, and I walked away. He tried to blow up my phone, but I nipped that in the bud by blocking him. So yeah, thanks everybody for helping me dodge a massive bullet bill-sized bullet. Another great line down in the comments comes from Master Haka. You don't lie to people to gain the truth. That was r/Best of Redditor updates, and if you like this content, check out my podcast where I publish the exact same episodes. Also, hit that subscribe button because I put out new Reddit videos every single day.